Come in, come in, come in one, come in all. Let me make sure I'm running a smidge behind. And I want to be sure that I have the right chat up. So give me one moment while I double check this. And make sure that that's the right one. Sweet. Hello, hello. How is everyone? Welcome, welcome. Come in, come in. I am back from my vacation. Well, hello, Miss Malone. How are you today? How is everyone this evening? Please do come in, come in. I'm going to check and make sure everything's just so. Well, hi, Silver the Fusion. How are you? Thank you for coming in and joining us this evening. I am Miss Eve with the Baby's Booty, and I wanted to come on. The 7 o'clock p.m. is the usual time here on Sundays, where we chat about embroidery and all things dealing with crafts for the most part. Slight little bit of information on sewing, but not too much. And we want to welcome the rest of you in. Is Miss Latonya George. Hello, good evening to you. Asora, hello. Joni Thurman, hey darling, how are you? Dawn from the UK, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Evernham, yes, I am back from New York. I had a ball, y'all. I had a good time in New York, so I'm excited. Miss Wanda Lopez from Southern Florida, welcome. Thank you for coming in. And Little Miss Boutique, welcome back, my dear. It's always good to see you. And Miss Social Deb, hello, hello to you as well. Kim Smith, thank you for the warm welcome. I really appreciate that. I am happy to be home. Sammy Strunge, hi. Deborah Olivencia, good evening to you too, my dear. Thank you for coming in. Karen Caldwell, hey love, how are you? I hope things are going well with you and your embroidery projects. You are always busy, especially with your TP projects, your toilet papers. Vicki Hamilton, hi from Chicago, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Patricia, hello to you. And Miss Shayla McKinnon. And Wendy Kinkett, hello, welcome. I haven't seen your name here, and you say that you're new to the live. Finally, been watching your videos. They are awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate you letting me know that. I am going to be adding more videos to the rotation here soon, so look for them. I'm getting back into the video swing of things, but I had to get this vacation out the way first. Miss Social Deb, what brother cut and scan would you recommend and why? Looking at buying one, what do you use yours for? Well, Miss Social Deb, as of right now, I use a Cricut. Go figure. With all my brother embroidery machines, you would think I would have a brother cutting machine, but I do not. Not as of yet. That is something that we're looking at putting in the works, but for the moment I pretty much have been just using my Cricuts faithfully for the time being. I have two. One was a gift to our studio, but the brother scan and cut, I actually intended to contact brother so that I could make sure that they give me all of the little tidbits and extra tips and stuff and some really good support before doing an actual live review of the scan and cut. I am interested in it because of the many different features that I've seen others using on it. So hopefully soon we'll have one, but for the time being, the only thing I can really advise you on is the Cricut. I don't have experience with the Silhouette either. So I do have some limited experience with an commercial cutter, like she has the Graph Tech 5000, I think is the number of it, and that's a pretty cool machine. The commercial cutters actually go larger than 12 inches, which I think is fantastic, especially if you're doing a larger project. But for the most home users, we only go up to 12 inches wide. So the home machines only do 12 inches, even the brother machines. So again, hopefully, Miss Social Deb, I'll have more experience with those cutters and we'll be able to share more information with you guys on that later. Let us see. Eartha Lewis, glad you enjoyed your vacation. Thank you. I appreciate that because I did. I actually had a ball. Corey Fisher, I hope I enjoyed New York. You miss living there? Well, I'll tell you what. It depends on which part of New York you're talking about, because I couldn't live in the city of Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, any of that Man, I'll tell you, we took the opportunity to go into the city, to visit Times Square, to visit Central Park, to visit Chinatown, which I fondly remember from my childhood. It's been years since I've been there. Of course, my childhood was only 10 years ago, people, so it wasn't too terribly long. Knowing I'm lying. I ain't even finna tell y'all my age. But anyways, it's been a while since I've been there. So I wanted to go back to Chinatown, and it was just hilarious because we got off our train because we actually stayed upstate New York. So we rode the metro into the Grand Central Station. So I got to see Grand Central Station again after many years. And then we walked from Grand Central to Times Square so that we could see Times Square. And then we walked from Times Square to Central Park because, you know, we had the handy dandy map, which was really cool, very helpful. Thank you, New York. That was very helpful. But what wasn't helpful was the lies on that map, because when I tell you they made Grand Central Station and Times Square and Central Park look like it was right there. Eddie, yeah, no, we walked for forever, y'all. We walked our butts off. So I should be a good 20 pounds less than what I was when I left Charlotte. I'm just letting y'all know that. But other than that, we had a great time. So because we walked so much to get to Central Park, we decided to catch the subway to go to Chinatown, because I was like, there is no way I'm going to be able to walk that far. So we ended up catching the subway, which was our first time as a family catching the subway without any professional help, and ended up in Queens, which is far from where we were supposed to be. But we had somebody really nice to tell us, oh, no, that's the train over there that you want to be on to go back. So that's, you know, we got on the right train this time, made it to Chinatown and Canal Street. We walked, got some ice cream, saw the sights, had a good time, and then we were like, okay, we're all ready to go home. So we went home. So that's the fun that we had with the city of New York. But the upstate New York area, oh my gosh, you guys, it is gorgeous up there. They have, you know, the smaller mountains, and they have the Hudson and lush greenery. It was just absolutely gorgeous. So yes, I did enjoy my vacation. Joyce Bach says hello from Wisconsin. Well, hello, Miss Joyce. Welcome. We appreciate you being here with us this evening. Silva, sorry, the Fusion says, I just use scissors to cut. I don't have a machine. I'm sorry, baby cakes. Yeah, those machines can be quite pricey, but I will suggest this. If you take, let's see, usually there's a sale every so often with Michaels, and because Michaels price matches Amazon, I think that's how these folks that I've seen been doing it some kind of which way. From what I understand, Michael's price matches Amazon, so you might can get a good deal. But I do know Amazon usually carries pretty decent prices. If there's the lowest price to be found, usually Amazon has it on the Cricut machine. So definitely keep your eye out on Amazon, and you know, see if the price is a little more affordable there for you. Cindy Long says you have the scan and cut and you love it. Yeah, I'm really excited about giving it a try, so that I can see how it works. And Miss Social Dev, far as I know, with Brother, they only have one cutting machine, and it is the scan and cut. There isn't any versions to it. The only scan and cut that's out there, from what I understand, is the only Brother cutting machine. Cindy Long says you brought mine to cut out vinyl and save your fingers and eyesight. Yes, because weeding and trying to cut certain things out, it's a lot of intricate things that people are out there doing with the scan and cut. And it's cool because the scan and cut, or any of the cutting machines, can go hand in hand really well with embroidery. Okay, so we will be investigating that and how they mesh together in later videos that will be pre-recorded and added to the YouTube channel. So that because I did have one email request of someone asking about applique and how applique is done on the embroidery machine, so we'll be looking forward to doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my phone after I double check some more chats and pull up some of the email requests that I have received, because I did promise that we'll be answering questions on the Google Plus page. So we'll go to the email and we'll go to the Google Plus page to try and make sure that we have all of the questions that you guys had for me answered. So that's the plan for this week and today's episode. Next week, I'm looking at getting into information on copyrights and copyrights with fabric, because I was able to visit a family friend up in New York who is working in the legal department of a firm there, and the information that he imparted to me on copyrights, because I was working on a project a while back, and it involved a copywritten image, and I wanted to make sure that I was okay to use it. Even though I wasn't selling the item, I was giving the item away, and the information that I received will surprise you. So I wanted to impart that exactly how it was imparted to me, because when it was explained, I'm like, that makes all the sense in the world. I don't know why I never really looked at it that way. And what people fail to realize is, because we're in the creative business, there are so many areas that are considered gray areas that really are not when it comes to copyrights and, doing our embroidery with copywritten images or sewing embroidery with copywritten materials. So I think as a, somewhat of a small influence on this channel, I definitely wanted to be sure that everyone understands completely how that works, so that there will be no confusion, because I would really hate for your hard work to go down the drain because of a misunderstanding with copyright. So we'll be addressing that next week. I was hoping to be prepared to address that this week, because I had a couple of examples I wanted to show you guys, but I don't have it available right now. So we got something to look forward to for next week. So that's just a quick sneak peek of what we have coming next week. So meanwhile, we will go back to our chat, and we will catch up with that. Let's see. You're welcome, Miss Social Deb and Shirley's Treasures. Hello, Shirley's Treasures. Welcome. We appreciate you being here. Hey, Sheila Cushionberry. I'm used to you being first, so it's awesome to see you in here. Corey Fisher said you lived on Long Island. You would take the train into the city. There's another crafter that I was connected with through Etsy, and she let me know while I was up there that she was in Long Island, and I was like, oh man, see, if I had known where different folks were ahead of time, I probably could have arranged better to go and say hi face to face, but it was a specific trip with the agenda in mind, so I wasn't as free and flexible to get out and about like I really wanted to. So that's why I didn't announce it ahead of time and try and meet up with anyone. But hopefully soon we'll get more trips together that are meet and greets. And what we're looking at doing is partnering with Joann's Fabrics, actually. And I have yet to contact Michael's to see if we can't arrange, to meet up in certain cities and say hi and possibly do a little bit of crafting while we're there. But we'll get into that another time. That's going to be definitely updated in our Google Plus group when all of those details are finalized. So keep an eye out in that Google Plus group, and if you're not a part of it, I'm sorry, you're gonna miss out, because I don't plan to announce any of that on the YouTube channel. It will be in the Google Plus group, and the link to that group is down in the description box below. So if you click the down arrow, you'll see the long list of the many different links that I offer, and the Google Plus group is one of them. John from Wisconsin, Hunter Boat. Hello, John from Wisconsin. How are you today? Thank you for being here. Wendy Kinkhead. Hello, dear. I'm born and raised in the Bronx, New York. I live in ATL now, but I miss it so much. Well, if you were born there, I can understand why it would feel like home. But while I was there, it was really busy, and it took some getting used to. I definitely enjoyed my visit, though. I will not say that I did not like it. I loved it. I liked the hustle and bustle. But it just took some getting used to, because I'm not familiar with how to travel effectively by myself. So that was the oh man part of it. But for the most part, the rest of it was absolutely great. Shayla McKinnon asked me, Eve, have you ever designed your own in the hoop design? I'm trying to design my own in the hoop bib in Sew It Pro. I'm just outlining right now. Is this a waste of time or the wrong program? Well, Shayla, it depends. I have designed my own in the hoop design. I did a key fob. It wasn't much, but it was only designed so that it could be used with the tutorial that I have online about how to do a key fob. Okay, so it's something really simple, but I kind of like leave that type of designing to the professionals, like Designs by Little B, or trying to think of another one right now off the top of my head. I can't think. I know I see the website, but I can't think of the name. But they are used to doing in the hoop things, so I choose to leave that up to them, because what I've learned about myself is if I get into doing too much, I'll get distracted and then I'll lose focus on what my main goal is. So as of right now, I just go out and find in the hoop designs that tickle my fancy, and then we'll bring it back and do a video on how to do it, explaining how different parts of in the hoop designs works and things of that magnitude. Now, you're asking, was it a waste of time? My question to you is that just depends. If you have an embroidery machine that's larger than 4x4, then I'm going to say no. But actually, even the PE 770, what you'll find is the 5x7 is still a little too small to do a bib for the baby. So it's the larger hoops that actually do well with in the hoop bibs, because that's not a lot of area to make a baby bib. Now, if you're doing one that would go on like a baby doll, much smaller area, or preemie, for instance, make little preemie gifts, then yes, you could do that with a smaller hoop. But with the in the hoop bibs, it's best left to the largest hoops, which mostly come with the multi-needle machines, or some of the large bed, like the Dream machine, I think goes a lot bigger than the 5x7. So I'm not going to say it's a waste of time. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's a learning process. You're learning the basics of how to create a design or how to make something tailored to yourself. Now, I have a digitizing program that I use, which is Wilcom Hatch, and I followed along the basics of a design that was already there, but I tweaked it to fit what I needed, and I simplified it so that it would be easier for the viewers of that particular video to follow along with it, and it did not take forever. So in that particular instance, I was able to create my own, and it was the right program for that. Now, if you're trying to design from scratch, then Sew What Pro is not the program you want to use per se to do it. Now, you can do it, but you're going a whole roundabout long way to get it done when you actually need a digitizing program such as Sew Art. Sew Art is your digitizing program, not Sew What Pro. All right. Now, if you have a blank to a in the hoop thing, such as a key fob, for instance, I do offer the blank key fob on my website, thebabiesbooty.com. You can download that blank and then add your own personalization to it. Now, in that instance, Sew What Pro is your go-to program for that. So yes, I would suggest sticking with Sew What Pro in that instance. But if you're trying to build from scratch, I wouldn't suggest Sew What Pro, because you are going to take completely forever to try to accomplish something when that's not what that program was built for. It's strictly editing, not creating. Okay, so I'm not going to say it's a waste of time. You're learning, but it would be better for you to use a digitizing program. Jeanette M, hi from England, my dear. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you joining with us live. Barbara Raymond says, hi Eve, my daughter is at Sarah Lawrence getting her master's, so I will be in New York next May for her graduation. Well, let's see if we can't plan to go to New York next May. That would be awesome, because I really had a lot of fun, and from what I understand, there's some really cheap tickets to go to New York from JetBlue, so who knows? I just might get to be there. We'll have to see. That would be amazing. Let's see here. We have Joyce Bach Brothers. has two versions, the CM350 and the CM650. Which one are you going to get and why? Okay, so they do have two versions of the scan and cut. So unfortunately, Joyce, I didn't know that, because I only know that they do have a scan and cut. So that being the case, there's more research I'm going to need to do. But again, my plan was to contact Brother directly and discuss that with them to see what they would suggest, whether it be the six, where you're saying 650 or the 350, because I don't know what the differences are. Again, I only have the Cricut, so I appreciate you letting me know that there is more than one. So now I know I need to do my due diligence and do some research and see what they come up with, and I'm hoping to contact them this week. I just needed to make sure that everything went through with the trip this week, because it was 7 days. And once that was done, now I can turn back focus into what I need to do here. Well, for another 2 weeks roughly, because in 3 weeks my daughter gets married. So I'm gonna be distracted that last week, the week prior to the 23rd, because she gets married the 23rd. So I have a lot going on around me, and I'm trying to make sure that I keep my focus on where I need to be. But sometimes things fall through the cracks, and because I do have the Cricuts and I am using the Cricuts, the cutting machine really isn't a priority, but I do want to give it a shot. So I'll let you guys know more about which one I end up with, or which one I'm leaning toward, and the reason for it when we get closer to that part. Nancy Faust says hello to everyone from Iowa. Welcome, my dear. Thank you for being here. Silva the Fusion says I'll be getting a Brothers embroidery and sewing machine soon. What do you think of it? The Brother combo machine, the one that's the embroidery plus sewing machine, I absolutely love it. I have two of them. I also have one that's strictly embroidery. Okay, so the cool thing about the machine is if you don't have a sewing machine already, well, yes, you can convert it from one to the other fairly easily. It's not a whole lot that you got to do to make that switch. But if you do already have a sewing machine, I tend to leave mine as strictly embroidery machines, so it's not to lose pieces, because you do have to take the embroidery foot off and then put the sewing foot on, and it's just a lot of headache. But not a big headache. I shouldn't say headache, because it really isn't that difficult to make the switch. But it is still flawlessly works as an embroidery machine when it's set up to be so. So I do love my 4x4 embroidery machines. Marge Campbell says hi everyone. Ronnie's Reps says hi everyone. Hello to the both of you, and thank you so very much for being here. Sheila Cushionberry says she got held up with the grandbabies, so she couldn't get it first. I completely understand. I love it when the grandbabies are here as well. Jacqueline Williams says hello, and hello to you, my dear. Thank you for being here. Miss Social Dev says, Joyce, our heart says to buy the Brother CM650 because it has a bigger screen and more. But your wallet says the CM350. That is hilarious. I completely understand when the wallet speaks, and my husband concurs, I'm sure. We're not gonna bring that up though. Shayla McKinnon says can't wait for next week because you bought a lot of digital paper prints on Etsy. You plan to print on fabric doing the sublimation method. Okay, cool. Yeah, next week is going to be really important. So if you don't normally have time to tune in, I would highly suggest that you tune in, or at least set a reminder to watch the replay, because this is a subject that I'm a part of a couple of different crafting groups on Facebook, because I love to craft and I enjoy doing more than just embroidery. I mean, most of us crafters do. But one of the particular groups that I'm in is a pretty large group. You're looking at like 60,000 women. And in that particular group, there's a huge issue with copyrights and how people, their overall general attitude on copyrights is quite surprising in my opinion, especially if you want to avoid issues. So yes, that's going to be a really big issue for me, and I'm looking forward definitely to putting on that particular live broadcast. Ronnie's Rap says if you do crafting shows, don't forget Brandon, Florida. Really? What's going on in Brandon, Florida? I'm gonna have to look that one up. houseofcombos.com. You got your PE 770 a month ago? Well, I don't remember ringing a bell for House of Combos. Did I ring the bell for you? I know someone else in my Google Plus group that I need to ring the bell for as well. So I'll be looking that up and definitely getting the bell ready for that. So if you haven't had a bell ring for you and you did get a machine, let me know what machine you did get, and we'll ring the bell for you, because we like ringing the bell for the new babies that come into our group. Debbie says hello everyone. Hello to you as well. Scrappy Cat says hello all from St. Louis, Missouri. My dealer gave me a printout on the different scanning cuts. There are actually 3 available. Wow, okay. Only the 650 is compatible with PES files. I will post it on the Google Plus group. Well, thank you, Scrappy Cats. I really appreciate that, because the more information that everyone has, the better. And I hate that I'm limited in the information, but I can only do but so much. And my husband wallet only goes so far. So we're going to leave that alone and go on to the next one. Carol Coleman says good evening. Good evening to you, my dear. Scrappy Cat says you're welcome. You just posted it. Ignore the Miracle Grow spilled on it. No problem. You did the Miracle Grow because you wanted your projects to grow into more beautiful projects. We completely understand. Everett M. Sesson says, are the baby bib templates available on your website? No, I actually did not design in the hoop baby bib. So no, that will not be on my website. Except for the, you're talking about the other baby bib templates. I thought you were meaning in the hoop bibs. No, the templates that I had were limited. I only made 50 of them, and they are no longer available in production. So we were supposed to put the digital file out there. I'm slack, y'all. It has been a lot going on here, and I'm trying to weed out and brush away a lot of the extras so that we can get back to what I needed to be doing for my viewers, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So I apologize, that file isn't available on my website, but hopefully soon we can get it up, and I apologize for it not being there thus far. Joni Thurman says, thanks, you're welcome, my dear. Cheryl Roof says, good evening. Good evening to you, Miss Cheryl Roof. We appreciate you being here with us. Miss Social Deb says, plus CM650 reads SVG files. Now, for those of you who don't know, the SVG files are cutting files. So that's awesome to let us know that. Kat says, hi, just stopping by to say hi, and I hope you are not at work. 9 times out of 10, you are. You be killing me being at work on the phone. I understand, though. We're a nice bunch of people, so welcome. We're glad you're here. Now, be careful and don't get in trouble. Heather Rock says, hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday. And happy Sunday to you, too. Thank you so very much for being here. We're happy to have you here. Karen Caldwell says, what do you think about the Persona 100? Now, the Persona 100, are you talking about the brother Persona machine that looks like the multi-needle machine, but it's a single needle? If so, because that's the only Persona I can think of right now. Yes, I love it. It's actually an excellent idea. I love the machine. I've played with the machine. However, my only hang up is because a lot of the designs that I use are multicolored. I prefer to just set all my colors, let the item run, and forget about it. You know, just sit there and watch it do its thing. Whereas with the Persona, I will have to change colors, and that's not something I want to do. So that being the case, the Persona, and for the price, but I do like the fact that as a single needle machine, it gives you the option for the hat hoop. Man, you guys, that hat hoop is awesome when it comes to wanting to go ahead and get something done on the hat, and you ain't got to fight with it or put it in the flat hat hoop and push it. And it's just, you know, it eliminates a lot of drama by having the cap driver that actually holds the hat in its shape and embroiders on the hat. So yes, that's a really cool thing about the Persona 100. Cheryl Rue says, you're going to be so busy. I am going to be so busy in another couple of weeks. Right now, I'm just trying to take it one step at a time until the wedding, and then after the wedding, then hopefully my life can go back to normal. We'll see. Robin Bryan says, hello, Eve. Hello to you too, Robin Bryan. Thank you so much for being here. Alita, hello from Ireland. Well, welcome from Ireland. Thank you so very much for being here. We look forward to having you a part of our group. House of Combs says, no, I didn't ring the bell for you. Well, guess what we're getting ready to do for you, House of Combs? We're going to ring the bell for your new P770 baby. Woo! It's a month old, baby, y'all, but we still gonna ring the bell? Because I wasn't here a month ago online to ring the bell. So congratulations to you and your baby, House of Combs. Be sure to name your baby and let us know what your baby's name is. Carol Coleman says, I won a Rachel sewing machine, which is a baby lock. That's fine. Baby lock is still technically a brother machine. They're both pretty much one and the same. The baby lock is just supposedly the Lexus to the Toyota, so to speak. So it's still an awesome machine. Jill E says, percolate. Okay, percolate, whatever that is. Don't know. Cheryl Rue says, I got a brother 2 months back, but haven't watched you in a while. Well, Cheryl Ruth, does that mean you would like the bell ring for you and your baby? Well, we are going to go ahead and ring it anyway, because I don't remember ringing the bell for your baby. So congratulations! Congratulations on your baby. You're 525, and hopefully you'll have a lot of fun with your baby as well. Please let us know what you intend to name your baby. Wanda Lopez says, Singer for Tour 6000. Love it. You can ring the bell for your baby. Well, my goodness. There's a lot of babies going on here. Congratulations on your Singer for Tour 6000. Let us know what you plan to name your baby too. We like when the babies come. LOTR Columbia. Hey, Eve. Well, hey, darling. How are you? Glad I got on while you are live. I've been working in Charlotte for 4 weeks now. The traffic is real for sure. Man, you ain't told me you were here. Email me and let me know where you are tomorrow if you haven't left already, so that we can meet up, have coffee or something. But yes, traffic is a hot fool mess. Starting about 3:30, 4 o'clock, it is a pain for real. But I'm going to tell you this. Our traffic here is nothing in comparison to what it was up there in New York. Child, I'm so glad we rode the train the majority of the traveling around that we did and didn't use our vehicle. We used our vehicle upstate New York and doing that driving, but near the city, I wasn't having it. I'm glad I stuck to my guns on that, because the traffic would have been a beast. My husband wanted to actually drive to Manhattan, and I was like, no, let's not do that. As a matter of fact, when I went live last Sunday, I had several people suggest to me not to drive, but to park and then ride the train in. And I'm really glad we listened, because that would have been a headache. I'd probably still be stuck in traffic had we drove in. That's how bad that traffic was. So yeah. Kat says, nope, still looking for prayers. Oh man, hoping to be back soon. Okay, darling. Well, definitely constantly praying for the viewers, because there's a lot going on in this world today, and we have a lot of folks that's going through a lot of different things. So Miss Kat, I am definitely going to continue to keep you in my prayers, my dear, and hopefully everything will calm down for you soon. Rebecca James said, so good to see you today. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Wendy Kincaid said, I just purchased an Entrepreneur Pro 1000E with all the accessories. It will be delivered on Tuesday. Can't wait to play it. Well, Wendy, when you get your baby, please let us know so we can ring the bell for her Sunday. And let us know what you plan to name your baby. An Entrepreneur Pro is a lot of fun. You will have a good time embroidering with that. Trust and believe me. Karen Caldwell says the hat drive is the reason you're thinking about it. Yes, that cap driver is very handy. It really is, especially if you do a lot of hats, which you do. You've shown me several hats that you've done, so it's definitely a lot of fun if you can get it. Sugar Blossom says, do you have a tutorial for multi-hooping and applique design that is 10 by 10 on a 5 by 7? I do not, but that is something we can look for in the future, because multi-hooping is possible. It can be done. It is a lot of work. Multi-hooping is not an easy feat. As a matter of fact, in my email, someone asked about multi-hooping for a blanket, a quilt, so to speak, and it can be done. Multi-hooping can accomplish a whole lot with embroidery. And multi-hooping, basically, for those who may not know, it involves trying to embroider something that's a whole lot bigger than the small area of embroidery space that you may have. So if you have a 4x4 machine, unless you have a repositional hoop, see, the repositional hoop is a form of multi-hooping, but it's technically not, because you're not taking your project out of the hoop. and then moving the hoop to a different location and hooping it again. The repositional hoop just allows you to slide the hoop over a little bit and keep you from having to take your project out of the hoop. Okay, well, multi-hooping, of course, is the exact opposite. You're going to take your project out of the hoop and move it around and rehoop your item in different areas. Now, I was able to do a quilt that way. Well, what I called a quilt, it technically wasn't, but whatever. I had a blanket divided into squares, and I wanted a different image in each one of the squares. So I hooped the one image and did a bear, and then it was a wilderness quilt. And then I hooped another image and did a fox, and then another image and did the moose, you know. So that's multi-hooping. And I did not do the actual quilting with the multi-hooping. All I was doing was strictly putting images on the face of the blanket. So multi-hooping can be done. It is a lot of preparation work, you know, because you have to measure out just so where everything is going to be. So that being the case, I could do a video on it. That's going to be a pretty lengthy video, which may have to be cut up into parts, different parts to the video. But you have to be pretty determined to do what it is that you want to do in order to, you know, get involved with multi-hooping. Okay, and then if you're trying to do, like you said, a 10 by 10 design, and then you're talking about applique. If the entire, like, say for instance, you want to do a I don't know, a dinosaur, okay, that is 10 by 10, multi-hooping is not going to help you with that, because what you'll, well, I'm not going to say it can't help you. Let me not say that. Now that I think about it, if you work really hard at it, I guess anything's possible. But you're trying to line up something, and applique basically puts a border around a whole large image. So that really needs to be a continuous thing, not something that you break up and then do it again and break up and do it again. It can be done. Granted, if you have the right program, you have it programmed correctly, you can do it, but that's gonna be iffy, and I would lean more towards saying no, don't even attempt it, because there's just so many steps. Like with applique, it stitches out the border of what you're doing, okay, and then after it stitches out the border, you lay the applique fabric down. So say for instance, if it's a dinosaur, you lay down your green fabric, then the machine stitches out the outline of the dinosaur, tacking that green fabric down. Then you trim off the excess fabric around the stitch line of the dinosaur, and then the embroidery machine goes back and puts the satin outline, finishing out the stitch around the dinosaur. So I mean, how can you break that up into parts without a lot of hassle? So it can be done, but that's just not, it's not really advantageous to do that. So in that instance, it would be better to just use a larger machine with a larger hoop, honestly, with applique. Now, if the applique design consists of several different appliques, like for instance, a bowl of fruit, go figure. So you have an apple here, you have an orange there, you have grapes there. Well, the orange may be within that 4x4 size. So yeah, you can hoop that, do the orange, and move to the apple, which may be 3x2, and you do that, and then you move it to the grapes, which might be, you know, so you, in that instance, yes, you can multi-hoop and do applique for a larger design. But even still, that's a lot of work. It really is. River City Creative says good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too, although 7:30 here. Hopefully you're in an awesome area that's not as hot as here in Charlotte and it's early afternoon. Design of Girl 4. Hey darling, haven't seen your name here, so excited. Never ever posted on a YouTube video. I just got a brand new PR 670E 6 needle machine. Haven't set it up at all yet. What? No, love your videos. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me know that, but girl, we gotta get that machine out the box. We gonna ring the bell for your baby, but I need your baby to come out the box, girl. Let's go ahead and bring that thing out. Congratulations on your 6 needle. Woo! Girl, I'm trying to tell you, you are gonna have fun with that baby. As soon as you get her out and crank her up, you have a lot of really fun projects in store for your machine. So I'm excited for you. Please, if you're not a part of our Google Plus group, go ahead and join so that we can see pictures of her when you get her out the box and up and running. But I'm going to tell you now, read the manual. Read the manual. There is no video out there at all that will cover all the little tidbits that are pretty fascinating about that machine than the manual. The manual pretty much does tell you everything you need to know about that machine and how to use it. It really does. So take a moment, get your cup of coffee, kick back and read the manual. You'll learn a lot. And a matter of fact, before you really take her out and get her good and set up, go ahead and read the manual anyway. But once you do have her set up so that you can work the keypad on it or the screen, then read the manual while you're doing that and you'll get the hang of everything. Shirty's Treasures. I'm a proud grandmother. My first grandchild, a baby girl, 3 weeks old, named Braylon. Well, congratulations to you, Grandma. I am so happy for you. We have, what, 5 now? It is a lot of fun when the grandbabies come. And you being someone who does crafting or embroidery is sure to spoil your grandbaby with everything. Probably Braylon is on everything. All her blankets, all her bibs and everything. And it's a lot of fun, especially when you know, like, little pink things and little frilly things. It's just a lot of fun. So congratulations, and I hope everything continues to go well with you. LOTR Columbia is a permanent job. Oh Lord. So I will be there every Monday through Friday and sometimes the weekend. I work off WT Harris. Oh, okay, I know exactly where you are. Okay, cool. So matter of fact, I was just there. That's where I was coming from. I ate dinner off of WT Harris this evening. So I will definitely try to hook up with you. That will be a lot of fun. Yay! Because I have several folks that I've met from meeting them on YouTube, and there are a lot of really nice people in this group. So if you're not in the Google Plus group, I can't emphasize that enough, you guys. And the reason why I say that is because you never know who could be in your corner and who can encourage you the most and who can be that voice that you need at that time, especially if there's something that you're trying to create and you're up against, you know, a snafu of some sort. So make friends, and folks can tell you where the cool stuff is and where the neat little hangout spot for fabric or where to go to buy these type notions for your embroidery machine. You just never know, and you never know who's right around the corner from you either. So there's a lot of fun that we have here in our group. No drama, just a lot of crafting fun, and we look forward to that. Angela Jones says, hello from South Carolina. This is your first visit. Well, welcome, Angela Jones. Thank you so very much for joining us live this evening. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Angela, you're in South Carolina as well? Yes, you are when you ain't working. For now on, you're going to be up here with me. Oh my gosh, that's a drive. Sugar Blossom says, yes, I saw a comment where they used alignment stitches. Okay, now there are instances where alignment stitches are used. I haven't gotten the hang of them. They're actually a little more tedious for me. I prefer to use just marking and my own measurements. Now, I could be doing it the hard way. So what we'll do is look into all those different avenues as we go along our embroidery journey and add that in as a subject that a video needs to be done about, if there isn't one out there already that's pretty good. So I also have a tendency, you guys, that if I find a video that's quite helpful, I'll leave a link to it in the playlist for this channel. So if I find another video out there, I'll link it in the playlist so that you guys can refer to it, because there are sometimes I find that another person may describe how to do something just as well, if not better, than myself, so it would prove to be beneficial to you. So sometimes if you check the playlist, you may see videos in there from others, not myself, and that's because I put those videos there for your reference. So cool bees. Maria says, hi Eve, talking to you from your phone on the I-20 on my way home. Hubby is driving. Girl, I-20 take you down to Charleston. And going through Orangeburg and coming up to Columbia. Yeah, I-20 is awesome. I like the I-20. It's pretty good. Design of Girl 4. Sorry, I skipped where you said you'll be checking all of the videos for help on your 6 needle. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that I can be a reference for you. I do have some videos on there, quite a few, on how to set up different things as well. And if you're a member of the Google Plus group, I do have a couple of videos listed in the Google Plus group that are not public on my YouTube channel. So you can only get to that video from the link that I post in the Google Plus group. Let us see. Sugar Blossom says a quilt block is what this is. Okay, it's a 10 by 10 quilt block. Oh my gosh. Woo, that's a big quilt block. But I bet it's pretty. You'll have to send me a picture of the design that you're trying to do. I think that would be fun to see. I'm not an expert on quilts by any means. As a matter of fact, I have wanted to get into quilting, and I have been prodded into getting into quilting, but I have yet to actually do an official quilt because I was having quite a few difficulties and it frustrated me, so I stopped. So quilting is kind of iffy on my know how to do meter. So I may not be the best person to consult with that, but I do know of others who do quilting with their embroidery machines and would be more than happy to refer them to you if you need an answer faster than what I can possibly give to you. Let us see. March, I appreciate you congratulating Shirley on the grandbaby, you guys, because that is awesome. Angela Jones said you had your first grandbaby girl, Layla, on May 21st. Well, that's hilarious. My granddaughter's name is Layla as well, and she was born May of last year, so she just turned a year old. So yes, that's awesome. Shirley's Treasure says, I'm looking to get a multi-needle embroidery machine. Don't know what to buy yet. Need to do some caps. Still undecided. Well, the multi-needle machine, the Brothers, are awesome machines. They're very good machines. Now, doing caps can be iffy, you know, because the machines prefer the softer caps. So the caps that are not structured. Like, for instance, this particular hat here that I got from Walmart is an unstructured cap, meaning it's, you know, pretty floppy here on the front. It's not stiff and rigid. That's the type of cap that our multi-needle machine prefers. Now, that's also the type of cap that a 4x4 hoop or these flatter hoops, they prefer as well, because that rigid makes it a little difficult to embroider on. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do it, because I have embroidered on a structured cap before, and the flat bill cap, I've embroidered on those as well, but the machine doesn't really like them. So I had a pretty big scare when the last structured cap I tried to do, and my machine just completely got off of its axis. And when I realized that my baby was sick, it was, yeah, no, I'm not gonna take a chance with my machine anymore. But if you get the unstructured, the simple hats, you should have no issue whatsoever embroidering on those. So also, as Miss Social Deb, I believe, was talking about buying the no, that wasn't Miss Social Deb. Karen Caldwell was talking about the Persona, rather. The Persona is a single needle, but it looks and functions similar to the multi-needle machine. It's just one needle instead of 6 or 10. So you may want to look at that too. It's a little bit cheaper than the 6 needle, the Brother 6 needle machine. Robin Bryant says congratulations to Angela as well. All these grandbabies and machine babies. It's just wonderful. I love it when the babies come. Would love to see a video on the repositional hoop, Joni Thurman. There is a video I do have out there on the repositional hoop. It's about time to do another one though. But there is a video, out there on the repositional hoop for the 4x4 machine. Maria Collins says, does anyone know of doll patterns that would fit Build-A-Bear stuffed animals? You're talking about like the clothes? I'm not familiar of patterns for the clothes other than the little simple patterns, sewing patterns that are at Joann's in the Simplicity and the McCall's books. But not for the embroidery machine. I'm not familiar with that. Sugar Blossom says you're determined. It's a beautiful honeybee design, but it's smaller pieces. You have the PE design 10. Okay, cool. Well, one thing's for certain, I'm learning determination will help anything come about. So it's not like you can't do it, but it's gonna take determination in order to get it done. Sammy Strunge says, have you ever tried embroidering on leather? Yes, I have. I would like to try making key fobs, but a little unsure. I have the Bernina 580 and it is able to sew on leather but still leery. Yes, you can. You can embroider on leather just as long as it's not like the super thick leather. You can embroider easily on leather. I'm trying to see if I have a piece over here, and right now I don't see any that I have around me, but yes, I embroider on leather. I embroider on marine vinyl, which is kind of similar thickness to leather, honestly. And as long as you have your stabilizer hooped good and tight, you're able to float the leather or the marine vinyl on top and embroider on it that way. So someone in my Google, which I haven't had a minute to do that yet, to check my email to let you guys know there is an instance where someone asked about embroidering on leather, and I'm still trying to pull that up. Let's see. Well, someone asked about a demo video on how to do the leather earrings. Brianna Jones emailed me and asked about the leather earrings. So yes, we'll look at adding that into the rotation. And then it's Rebecca who asked how to use the red work feature on Sew Art. Now the red work feature on Sew Art is Sew Art is one that I refer to Clever Dog Designs because I don't do tutorials for Sew Art. However, she does. So if you're able to click the link, I'm pretty sure I have a link to her channel below in the description, but if I don't, I know I have links to her videos in my playlist. So if you want to find videos on Sew Art, and I actually need to make another playlist that's dedicated exclusively to Sew Art and link it to her channel, that's where you need to find videos. So what I'll do is forward the request on Red Art to her and see if she can answer that question for you. Now, she also asked if I've ever used press and seal as a cost-cutting stabilizer, and I will have to answer no to that one. However, I have heard of many people that do use it as a stabilizer, but you asked about using it to help hold awkward pieces in place like napkin corners. So, you know what? I think what we need to do is a video. Let's see how press and seal works on embroidery or as a stabilizer and see if that'll help. I'm sure there are others that have done it ahead of time or before me, but it would be cool to do a video on it and see how that turns out, because napkins or handkerchiefs are something that a lot of people want to do embroidery on the corners. And how do you do that when you can't technically really hoop a corner that well? So that would be cool to do. SNS asked about using Myria Cross as a cross stitch plug-in for Sew What Pro. Never heard of it. So unfortunately I can't answer that question, but I'll look into it because you asked for a tutorial on Myria Cross, and I'll see if that's something that I would be able to get into. And this is the email that asked about doing continuous quilting with the SE400. So we'll talk about that. And the temporary marking pen water that I use with the vinegar water, I didn't have a specific ratio, but if I could guess at the ratio, I would say 1 part to 6. Honestly, I mean very little, because I don't want the overpowering vinegar smell on the fabrics that I'm using to remove my temporary marking pen marks. So 1 to 6 is quite possibly could even do 1 to 8 because it doesn't take a lot, but that little teeny extra boost does get that vinegar does get that pen out a lot easier. And she also asked about embroidering on soft leather, the vinyl, and applique. So hooping those items, I do not hoop the vinyl or the leather. What I do is float it on the outline that the embroidery design puts in place. So that's a few of her questions. And again, I really needed to check and see if there are other questions on the Google Plus group. I apologize if I don't get to them because I am going behind on the chat. Ethel Smith, she asked, how was the trip? The trip was phenomenal. I had an excellent time. Sammy Strunge says, is soft leather used for upholstery? Then that's perfect leather for embroidery and making the keychains and key fobs and stuff. So yes, you can use that. Deborah says, finally here. Well, welcome, my dear. Thank you for being here in our chat. We appreciate you taking the opportunity to come and join us here. Joyce Bach says, design of girl 4, you said you just got the PR670E. Yours out of the box and threaded. You're reading the manual now. Well, congratulations to you, Joyce. Did I ring the bell for you? I can't remember, girl. I've been ringing the bell for so many people, and I'm like, did I ring the bell for that? Seems like I ring the bell for that person, and like, no, I didn't. Or yeah, I did, but I think I did ring the bell because your name, Joyce Bach, is ringing a bell. Yeah, okay. Well, I was reaching there. Anyways, Sugar Blossom says, you embroider leather baseball panels and do bag tags, so no fear, go for it. I know that's right, because that is definitely, I'm trying to tell you, leather is fun to embroider on. Let us see what else we have up here. Oh my gosh, you guys are on it this evening. Let us see. You're right about reading the manual. Yes, please read the manual. Demetrio Martinez, hello, welcome to our channel. Just joining the Google Plus. Love your videos, have learned so much. I'm glad that you have. Thank you for letting me know. That is the goal, and I try diligently to make sure that I answer as many of your questions and teach you as many things as I possibly can. Miss Bickham, hey darling, welcome back. Thank you. Glad to see your beautiful face here, safe and sound. I know that's right, girl. I was so happy when them dad blame wheels hit the pavement in Charlotte Douglas Airport. Y'all just don't understand, y'all. I was so happy to be home. I had fun in New York, but I missed my studio and I missed my bed. You say, hello, embroidery buddies. Hope you all took advantage of the 80% off at Joann's today. Of course I did. And I saw the text and was like, oh, no. And then on top of that, the mister wanted to spend some quality time. We were discussing some arrangements that we're going to have to put in place after my daughter gets married and leaves. And we're changing bedrooms around for the kids. So it was like, oh, man. I wanted to go to Joann's. So no, I didn't get to go. But it ain't the first time I missed the sale, and it won't be the last sale, so I'll have to catch the next one. Evernym, besides the obvious, what's the major advantage of a 10 needle versus the 6 needle embroidery machine? Larger embroidery field, because the 10 needle, if I'm remembering correctly, has a larger embroidery hoop. And then, of course, yes, the obvious is mainly one of the, oh, and there's a larger embroidery field for the hat cap driver as well. So the cap driver is limited to 60 millimeters wide, whereas the larger machine, the 10 needle, goes ear to ear on the cap, so you can actually do a whole lot bigger on the baseball cap. So there's quite a lot of other actual benefits to the larger machine, but again, that's something best left to discuss with the dealer. They'll be more than happy to show you all the extra little doodads because they want you to buy that instead. And it's an excellent deal. It's an excellent machine to have. It's well worth it by everybody that I know that has it. But if you can't swing the, you know, $10,000-$12,000 price tag, well then the 6 needle is pretty fun to have as well. Maria says, it is so important to know your machine's manual inside and out. At least know where to find the information that you need. That is absolutely correct, because that manual is going to let you know how to fix certain things with the machine as well, or to keep from having issues. So yes, the manual is amazing. You have heard that the camera on the 10 is awesome, Joni. Yes, there is a camera assist with the 10 needle machine as well. Latonia George, well, hello dear, thank you for being here. Please explain, what is the benefit of the Google Plus group? Well, for me and for the viewers of this YouTube channel, the Google Plus group allows us all, number one, to join together as a group, and share our different projects that we're working on, see what everyone else is working on, answer questions in regards to embroidery. Like, I answer questions here live, but there are so many other, like Bickham is one who has been embroidering for many years, a wealth of knowledge there. So if you're in the Google Plus group and she's in the Google Plus group and you ask a question and I'm not available, well, she can answer it as well. So I'm not the final say when it comes to embroidery, and so I wanted to open that up to where we can share and collaborate together. That's one benefit to the Google Plus group, or two of them actually. The other thing is to let you guys know of important events that are going on with my videos, or with sales that are going on, or if there's a meet and greet somewhere. There are certain things that I would only like to let the private group of those who really truly follow this channel to join in on. So that's the whole point of the Google Plus group. It's pretty much the same benefit to a Facebook group, in all honesty. But the reason why I chose not to do an exclusive Facebook group is because there are many ones, older ones especially, who choose not to do Facebook. If Facebook is just not their cup of tea and they don't want to be on Facebook. So that being the case, Google allows you to join in and be a part of the group without joining that huge atmosphere that goes on over at Facebook, where things aren't always as fun as it should be. So that's the benefit of the Google Plus group for me anyway, and that's only just a couple of benefits. I don't have time to get into all of them. So that's what that is. Clothes, patterns, and embroidery for Build-A-Bear. Okay, Maria, now cool thing about that is that's something that somebody can look into getting into, because I haven't heard of that yet. Try Etsy and see if you find anything, and I'm pretty sure you're in the Google Plus group. If you don't come across anything for Build-A-Bear, let us know. That might be a niche that somebody can, you know, get into and see about making some patterns and stuff for Build-A-Bear. The Baby Shower Place says, hey Eve, hey darling, sorry you're joining late, it's okay. I was busy working on your new 15 needle machine. Yes, you finally have a multi-needle now. That's worthy of a ring-a-ding. Which multi-needle do you have? Let me know, darling, so we can ring the bell properly for your baby. Design of Girl 4 says, trying to join your Google group right now while you're on the air, but after I click accept, the cursor just spins in a circle and it won't go any further. Okay, I'll check it out here after I log off in about 5 to 10 minutes and see if we can't go ahead and get you in. What I'll ask you to do is send me an email that you're trying to join the group. And if I don't see that you're in the pending area, because some people go to pending, some people are able to just get right in. I don't know why. But if you're in the pending section, I can go ahead and click accept. But if I don't see you there, then I can add you by your email. So shoot me an email and say, hey, I'm the one that's trying to join the Google Plus group, and I'll see about adding you in myself. And that's at thebabies with an S, booty at gmail.com. So TheBabySBOOTY at gmail.com. Okay. Joni Thurman says, keep watching the Facebook sites that sells machines. Yes. Also, you will need to have it checked out, but you can find some good buys on used machines. Yes, you can. Tony Webb says, I tried press and seal. It's horrible to remove. Thank you for letting me know. Maria says, you've embroidered earrings, but not leather, just freestanding lace. Yes, there is a, from what she's telling me, there's a pattern on Designs by Little B for earrings. So I'm excited to find that out. Leah Jones says, hello, thanks for the tips. You're welcome, my dear. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Karen Caldwell says, press and seal is good, but when it comes to picking off the designs, it's a pain. Yeah, well, tearaway embroidery stabilizer can be a pain, so we're gonna have to see what we can figure out. I love my 2 nephews. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up to show support. Thank you so very much. I would appreciate you hitting the like button if you don't mind, if you enjoy our live videos or our regular videos. Thank you so much for your support. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, and if you click the little bell besides subscribe, it should send you notifications when I go live or when I add a new video. Do you work with Mylar? I have worked with Mylar. Need to do some videos on it, so we'll have to do a video on Mylar. Black Eyed Shorty, hello to you. Thank you for being here. Maria, are you still doing tutorials on Sew Up Pro on Thursday nights? I am still, well, I had to back away from doing tutorials because I was so busy in my studio, but we've scaled back on the business side so that I can get back into doing Sew What Pro and other embroidery videos. So yes, we will be ramping those back up shortly. Miss Social Deb says, Sheila, you be interested in Mylar also? Well, we'll have to do that. Tole says, hello, just now tuning in. This will be your first time doing embroidery. I'm trying to find embroidery training classes, possibly online. Any suggestions? Unfortunately, that's one of the reasons why I started doing tutorial videos on YouTube, because there weren't very many tutorial videos out there that were straight on point A to point B or A to Z. You know, it was like struggling trying to follow the instructions, so I started doing videos as well. But there are a lot of better ones out there now that people are seeing videos popping up and asking more questions. So I would definitely check out YouTube, and you can put in the search YouTube for embroidery videos. You can even put in a search for your particular machine, and that should help. But as far as step A to step Z, you know, how to thread, how to do this, how to do that, it's kind of iffy on how to do that. And that's something that we'll have to work on, getting a playlist together that shows this is how you can start and this is how you can finish type situation. But otherwise, it's kind of like a give and take on YouTube. What is the best place for where is the best place for fabric in Charlotte? It depends on what kind of fabric you're looking for. For the most part, unfortunately, we don't have very many fabric places in Charlotte. So you're looking at Joann's, you're looking at Walmart, you know. Now, if you're looking for specialty fabric like African print fabric, I do have a couple of places I can refer you to personally. So just shoot me a message either on the Google Plus or in my email, and I'll send you that information. Only because I don't have it handy with me right now. But also there is a place in Gastonia, which is not too terribly far from Charlotte, Mary Jo's Fabrics, and she has a huge warehouse of fabric there. Oh, there's also oh man, the InDesign. I'll have to send you the name of that other place. There's also another warehouse with fabric, but the majority of their fabric is like upholstery or home decor type fabric. So you can get fabric there as well if you're interested. But for the most part, if you're talking about just regular fabric, it would be Joann's or Walmart. I'm sorry. Rhonda Blair says, do you digitize your own designs? Yes, I do digitize a lot of my own designs. Do you have a good source of someone that could digitize a logo? I'm using Ember 2018 and not getting the results I like from my text. I have the Brother PE700. Shoot me an email and I can refer you. Let me know what you're trying to get digitized. I possibly could do it for you, but I'm trying not to really do much digitizing for, you know, people, because it can be time consuming. But definitely shoot me an email, and if it's not something I'm able to fulfill for you, I definitely have a referral for you. Designer Girl asked Joy Botch a question. So Joy Botch, if you haven't seen it, definitely look that up. Ronnie's Rap says, what needle do you use when embroidering on leather? Guess what? I don't change my needle. I don't. So I stick to the 7511. I just slow the machine down some when I'm doing, you know, I don't have it going full blast, because like that machine can do 1,000 stitches a minute, but I usually back mine down to like 700 or possibly even 600, and the little machines embroider at about 600 stitches a minute, which is, you know, pretty tame for that embroidery machine. So I use that. Man, is it already after 8? It is. I apologize, you guys. I'm gonna ramp this up. Let's see. Embroidering twill you're looking for, you can check out TexMac, where Happy machines come from. They have twill that you can embroider on. Janet McKinney says, welcome home. Thank you, Janie. Hey, you just made it. Hey, darling, how are you? Maria says, what Facebook page for used machines? Yes, you can do a search in Facebook for that. Baby, let's see. Baby Showers Place, you got the Red Line. Red Line, from what I hear, is a decent machine. Let us see. I got my fonts from Stitchtopia and Google Plus group. Went there and bought fonts. Shayla McKinnon, thank you. I appreciate that. Stitchtopia has beautiful fonts. Beautiful fonts. I love her fonts. Latonya Green, you're quite welcome, my dear. Leah Jones says, thank you very much for the explanation. You just bought an embroidery machine and you learned a lot from my videos. Thank you. Scrappy Cat says, anyone bought from Sweet Pea? I have. I purchased, and then the next day I saw a small charge that said Internation. Never heard of that, but I have bought from Sweet Pea before, so I'm gonna have to double check that. Scrappy Cat says international service charge for only 11 cents and wondered if it may be from them. Yes, because you're in Australia. Yes, well, they are in Australia. There is a oh god, what is it called, y'all? I'm drawing a blank. Currency exchange fee, unfortunately. Oh, you said it's the red line. To ring the bell for your red line. I'm sorry. Duh. It just clicked. We're ringing the bell for a red line. Woo! Red lines are nice machines too. It's a multi-needle, so you have fun to baby shower place with your red line machine. And please let us know what you intend to name your baby. Let us see here. International. Oh, yeah, no, I already read that. I would like to start an embroidery business. I'm new to embroidery, trying to figure out which machines are best. That's definitely something that is a question that's gonna take some time. I would definitely say do some research. If you're going into business, I would look at a multi-needle, but you are able to, as I have, start a business with a single needle machine. I did start out with a single needle. As a matter of fact, I started out with a 4x4 machine. So it can be done, but depending upon how large you're trying to go, you may want to go ahead and start researching your multi-needle machines. Shayla, you can let us know Planet Applique is having a sale. Spend $10, get a free Juno in the Hoop doll. I do not mind you guys letting us know about sales, especially in the Google Plus group. The hankies you hoop tear away to float them, and and the sticky spray to float them and embroider on the corners, and never had a problem with them. As I mentioned to you guys before, she is a wealth of information if you ever have a question. Tony Collins, hey darling, Scrappy Cat Sweet Pea is located in Australia. Yep, so there we go. Yo, use PayPal and you won't have that charge. That's cool. Jacqueline Williams says Fabric USA is a good place for African print on both online and also for inexpensive fabrics. Yes, well, definitely the two places I'm aware of you can walk in, touch and feel, and pick up the fabric here in Charlotte since she's here. Maria says, I have some of the best teaching and videos on machine embroidery on YouTube. Is a fantastic teacher. I really appreciate you letting me know that. Thank you. And sharing that with others. I really definitely try, because I know how frustrating it is to be starting out in embroidery and cannot find the answers that you so desperately want and need. So we try to take things step by step here and explain it all in a fashion that anyone can follow along and achieve great embroidery. So I appreciate that. And it's thunder in here, so I know I'm gonna have to log off of here, because like my grandma say, go sit down somewhere and be quiet. River City, when is my next video? It should be this week, because I have something really important that I need to bring out in regards to Sew What Pro. So we hopefully will have that Sew What Pro video up this week. Debbie says, have a great week. Thank you, Joni. Miss Social Deb says, you bought from Sweet Pea with no issues. Good night. Time goes so fast when you're having fun. Happy embroidering, everyone. Good night, everyone. Time for bed. 4:30. Girl, don't be calling me at 4:30. I'll send you an email soon to set up a meetup. Yes, good evening to you too, Miss Robin Bryan. Thank you all for joining. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to join it here with me. I look forward to seeing you guys next week, where we'll be discussing copyright. I also look forward to joining in with you guys more frequently on Google Plus and here on YouTube. And you taking the time out of your schedule means a whole lot. So if you have any questions or any concerns, please shoot me an email, send me a message in the Google Plus group, or leave it in your comments below, and I will try and get to them as soon as possible. I look forward to spending more embroidery time with you guys and helping you out, because as we all know, what we all want to have is happy embroidering. Thank you for sharing your new babies with me. Send me the names of your babies so that we can join in and have a lot of fun and rejoice with you. I hope you all have a great evening. I'm getting ready to go take shelter from this storm, and I look forward to seeing you all again next weekend. Have a great evening. Bye.